Hello everybody, PasscodeAdvance here. So, Minecraft has always been more than just a game. It's always been this place where you can bring ideas that can actually help people and explore administrative styles and do much more, which actually can help move our society forward. Since around 2022 to 2021, I've always wanted to build a functional mounted railway. More than just one that looked good and fancy, but one that was actually realistic, functional, practical. Realistic, yeah. I was heavily inspired by real life Indian mountain railways, especially the Kalka Shimla Railway. But as I built this, and as you can see even in my previous videos, how I have actually improved my railway building style, I began to realize that this could actually help, like the usage of these type of narrow gauges for incredibly steep areas such as this one here could actually be incredibly beneficial to real life. Real life railways in India could be improved, and because a one size fit all approach can't work in every area, but it can work in areas which are of high strategic importance. In fact, it should, but it can't work in areas outside that. This is how I built a realistic railway, narrow gauge mountain type in Minecraft, and this is PasscodeAdvance, my first logic scared explanation on this. So, if you want to know what tools and mods I've used, as I said earlier, create and its add-ons, Team and Rails, for the extra gauges, and interactive for building better coaches and stations. I also used I think extended slabs, was it, to help add more slabs and vertical slabs, as well as adding a terracotta slabs mod. I don't think it works that much, but yeah. For realistic elements, uh, despite Minecraft's limitations, I used things like these balloon loops. I thought they were just loops, but these are balloon loops, basically. I used bridges for steep areas or areas difficult for other solutions. Doing this one above the sea. Currently, again, we have to use sea-resistant materials. And as we go further on ahead, I also, when I was on the Kalka Shimla Railway, I observed how it climbed mountains, and I used that, including how it actually turned in direction or switchbacked without causing much problem. So switchbacks that you can see here, the zigzags, also, I use them. And I also, when I went on the Darjeeling Himalayan Railway, I originally did find it very problematic and all, because it's very small train, very difficult. But I recognized that the loops it uses were very effective in climbing gauges. Hence, I did actually build a loop here, loop system to actually climb a staggering 11 to about 11 to 100 blocks from 84 at the base distance, which 84 to 100 is about, I think it's around 16 blocks in height. It should be about 160 meters. In other words, it is a really big climb, and it would be really problematic. Building a railway, it follows real life logic. Using these mods, using actual railways methods, help make things much better. My original method, which was incredibly unrealistic, and just overall it was just really horrible. And the newer method I used was far better. So Project Unigauge is the current railway project that the Indian Railways is using. And while I think it's a wonderful project, the thing is, broad gauge railways are incredibly heavy, incredibly powerful, and require a lot of things. And if you are not careful in their construction, you're not careful how many trains you limit and all. If you try to build them like normal trains, which they can be really problematic, and they only really work for, to me, they only work for incredibly major routes. Trying to convert every single gauge without seeing the beauty can be really problematic, and it's not always, to me, the best idea to have to just expect one gauge to do everything. As you can see, this railway ride. Now, originally, I did make the width a bit too long, and I'm just going to have to limit the coach width. Because I think it should be actually three blocks and a slab mixed in 2 slabs, then just 5. So yeah. The thing is, I think people have talked a lot about this and why it's not the best option. And for meter gauge, there are certain places where I feel that people may not be able to afford or find much benefit in a conversion to meter gauge, or it might be too dangerous for the environment, so that should be thought about. Japan and Switzerland successfully use different gauges of railway. And as you can see, not every station needs to be incredibly huge or large. There is these realistic proportioned stations to the villages, these simple corridors, which I designed according to the villagers' specifications, do the job, right? That's fine. Currently, I'm building a small little lounge sleeping area, so villagers can sleep here too. But yeah. So one other problem is, if you know about the long narrow gauge routes like the Jogindernagar Pathankot line and all, the Pathankot Jogindernagar railway line, there are some narrow gauge railways which are really good at crossing long distances. In fact, they're so good, and even though that they don't have enough people for they don't have enough people for they don't have enough people for broad gauge. They have enough people for narrow gauge. But the problem is sitting for like 8 hours on a train, and well, you can get you'll need to like get off one of the stations and walk like a lot. And it will take a lot of time. And you can see it's night ride. Do I have my little check-in coach? 1, 2, 3, 4. I need to actually make this a bit lower, actually. Yeah, we'll work on that later on the streams. So, upon realizing it would be really problematic, I looked at ways on how I could actually incorporate sleeper coaches and a much more safer and better experience for these railways. And how could I actually help make the trip not just more bearable, but actually more enjoyable. You can see that I built a sleeper car, and I also inspired by the RCF executive AC on the LHP coaches for the Kangra Halka Shimla railway. Sorry, mispronounced it. I built these coaches for those that want to just sit around and enjoy the view. But currently, they're kind of expensive to build, hence I want to kind of and they're also really wide. So I might just keep these for a different gauge. Huh? Zombie? Okay. So, as you can see, here is our sleeper coach. And now, sorry, I just got a bit delayed and all, but yeah, now these coaches were made at a time when I was not aware of what loading gauges and much were. I just wanted to make a realistic train sleeper coach. And I have designed more better sleeper coaches for these type of trains, even though they're not the best. And they're not, realistically, they would not be good. But for Minecraft, what choice do you have? The villagers and all, not many people would use these. So, I designed these coaches based on real life principles. I thought, what was the best way I could make these coaches fun to sleep on? How could I give the most luxury, and how could I make the journey so good that people would actually want to go on these trains? Like, this was something you wanted to see in real life. I also tried to build a realistic railways too. And first people thought that you can't have these type of calm, relaxing, and it not that. Not sure. It's really calm, relaxing. You can't have proper functional sleeper coaches in our coach. Now, even then, you can see here, people would think that it's not a good idea, and that every coach should be like this, not like this. But that's not. The thing is, you can actually have a good sleeper option. Okay. You can actually fit this. Oh, but you can actually fit a double decker. You can actually You can actually do that? I didn't know that. Okay. Okay, so you can actually, wow. You can actually build. Apparently this coach is got nothing. You can actually wait. Wow, you can actually fit extra beds. I have 8 beds on this. Can you build extra coaches? And we still have enough space in this. You can see, we actually can fit these beds and comfortably have a nice sleeper journey. I've been working on 2-foot 6-inch sleeper beds also for my game. Looking at the Kangra Valley coaches, I realized that you could put a standard sleeper 2-tier with 90 centimeters between the beds and 40 centimeters between the bottom bed and the lower part for storing luggage. I think on 72 and 75 clearance is for a 3-tier sleeper without any luggage, like extra space for storing luggage, but a luggage car for a 3-tier sleeper coach. First doesn't work. First it doesn't work, but yeah, I actually discovered it was feasible to have this type of option, and I'll talk about this more in my other videos. But I realized it was actually, like, I kid you not, this actually is possible. I also realized that Minecraft, like India, also only uses one gauge in its normal modes, which is that being this rail. As you can see, if I were to put this right here, you can really see that just how different it is, this normal rail. The problem is Minecraft needs more than just minecarts. It needs actual functional railway gauges like this. Like for example, to be a narrow track, a standard gauge and a broad gauge would work very good for an official Minecraft railway update. Station blocks and station futures, updating villager AI to work with those stations, and not just that, but giving insensitive, like villagers actually being able to develop their villages using those, as well as you could use diesel and like using not diesel, yeah, diesel or some type of steam. You can having steam and electric. Steam and electric also is for engines and all. It would be perfect. This doesn't just have to be would only create and mod. It can also be the official game. It would be much better, as you can see. I calculated that it should take around 7 hours, I think, to get from here to Railnagar here. 7 hours, but only 5 hours from I think yep, 7 hours. If I have to go up to Kuala Lumpur, it will take around I think 14 to 15 or 16 hours. Hence, I had to actually create a good railway system. In many areas, like which are really important for apple cultivation and all, we also need to build these type of sleeper coaches. Okay, we need to make these coaches a bit smaller. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna look a bit weird, but we don't really have a choice, do we? So, I'll talk more about Minecraft and railway design later on, but let's begin to wind this up. So, Minecraft actually kind of mirrors real life challenges in some ways. You have to think carefully about the infrastructure and every single requirement of the villages and all that you work for. This requires a different video, but Minecraft has you thinking like an actual strategic logic based person, and like for planning railways you have to plan based on population density, terrain and all. And those a lot of the lessons from Minecraft, and trust me, a lot of these lessons can actually be brought to real life. And they can do really amazing things. In fact, Minecraft, if you know the block by block initiative, it shows what Minecraft can do. And now, I feel India also it needs to expand not just its broad gauge strategy to also accepting alternate gauges, which I feel is possible under what is Project Unigauge as the major national gauge, but other state gauges as in using different gauges. For example, some states can use meter gauge, some can use narrow gauge and all. That would be a very good system. And I also feel like some areas trams are also a really good necessity, and I will be talking about this in another video. Trams can help reduce the number of buses on bus heavy routes to reduce congestion. They can carry many people, and with strong regulations, strong integration, defense laws and surveillance, and much more, you can actually improve these, and it can help our nations. We're making huge railway investments, but we neglect narrow gauges and alternate solutions. Like, we'll talk about this later. But the Kochi water metro is one example of an alternate solution. It works really, really well, and it really, really does amazing. So, sorry if I think I try to do my best actually, but yeah, I just want to end this right now. So, at the end of the day, Minecraft or real life, whatever it might be, railways should be about efficiency, accessibility, and adaptation. The world's best railways don't just standardize everything and do one thing at once. If you look at Switzerland and Japan, which are the best railway systems, they focus on the best gauge for the situation out of the broad gauges they use. But even for alternate gauges for alternate areas. For example, usually it's Cape gauge or standard gauge, but also sometimes shorter gauges can be used. And that actually helps them a lot. But yeah. We should go beyond just one size fits all or narrow solutions and think about much bigger solutions. And do things that actually help our country. Again, I'm gonna be recording more videos on this, but I want to end this for now. The second video I'm going to make will focus on trams, and I want to talk about Minecraft needing a better railway system, but that would be a bit shorter. But I kind of hope I did a good job here. Anyways, I'm PasscodeAdvance here. This is my first video explaining my Minecraft railway. I'll hopefully do my best to improve next time. Anyways, see you again. Have a nice day. Otsu pass.